Hi, I'm Jess, and today I'm going to be telling you about my favourite books of 2015. This is in a very tentative order. I've tried to kind of put it in an order, but I can't be bothered, so let's just get on with it. This is my top 10, by the way. First is Midnight in Austenland by Shannon Hale. This is a sequel to Austenland. The duology follows two different women who go to Austenland, which is a country estate where you go and pretend to be in an Austen novel. And the plots that these two modern women follow kind of are based around Jane Austen books. So in the first one, Austenland, she meets someone who is really surly and mean, and then she meets someone who's rather charming, but they're not what they seem, like in Pride and Prejudice. This one more loosely follows Northanger Abbey, and we see Charlotte go to Austenland, and she sort of believes there's a mystery and she wants to solve certain mysteries about the cast and the house. I really liked this one. I like this one more than I liked Austenland, I think because Austenland is a film and I've already seen that before I read it. But this one I didn't know what was going to happen, and it's very cute, and I really enjoyed the romance in this because the way that it's done, I didn't think they were going to go down that romance route, but then they did, and I loved it, and I thought they were really cute, and it's just a really very quick, cutesy read. Then we have Rebel Angels by Libba Bray. This is the second in the Gemma Doyle series. You've probably heard me mention the Gemma Doyle series a million times on this channel already, because I love it. It is about Gemma, who is a Victorian girl who finds out she has magical powers when she's sent off to an English boarding school. Rebel Angels is the second one, so I won't go too far into the plot because it basically will spoil you, really. But yeah, I don't know why this one was my favourite one. It just was. On Goodreads, it is rated the highest of the series. It was just really quick, considering it's quite big, reasonably big. It read very quickly, and I think it was the most action-packed and the one where you wanted to know what was happening the most. And I also think it kind of had the most character development in this one. Then we have The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet, which is written by Kate Rorick and Bernie Sue. It's a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but it is based on the web series, The Lizzie Bennet Diaries. I listened to it on audiobook, and I'm really glad that I did, because it's narrated by the girl who plays Lizzie in the web series, and it's just really nice. It's done in diary form, so you see Lizzie's diary, and you just see her thoughts on everything that happens in Pride and Prejudice. So yeah, it's really lovely. It's really quick. It's quite a small book, but you can read it really quickly anyway. You can probably just read it in one sitting. I didn't, but that's because I had to go to sleep. But yeah, very much recommend. Then we have The Shadow in the North by Philip Pullman. This is the second Sally Lockhart book. The book series follows Sally Lockhart from when she's about 16 in the first one to she's 24 in the third one. And it just follows her as she's sort of pulled into all these mysteries during the Victorian era and all these scandals. But the good thing about this series is that it doesn't shy away from certain things, and it's just written really well. I think we all know that Philip Pullman is a great writer if you've read his Dark Materials, and these are just no exception. They're really good, they're really fun, and I just loved this one, even though I knew what was going to happen, because again, I have seen the adaptation with Billy Piper in it. It was just so good, and there was some of the writing that was just really lovely, and some of the descriptions of characters, and I love these characters, and this one is so sad. If you've read it, you know why. Then we have I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. I actually gave The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. I gave The Undomestic Goddess by the same author the same rating, but I actually enjoyed this one a bit more. This follows Poppy, who, upon losing her engagement ring, happens to find a phone in a bin, so she steals it and hopes that they're going to call her, and tell her where her engagement ring is, because she's also lost her phone. I'm not explaining this well, but basically someone starts texting the phone because it used to belong to his assistant, so Poppy kind of ends up being this guy's assistant, and they end up helping each other, and yeah, there's lots of romance, and Sophie Kinsella books are always so funny, like you wouldn't believe. And I love this one because my number one forever favourite is Can You Keep a Secret? And the rest of the books by her that I've read never compared until this one. So yeah, that is like a huge compliment that I can give it, but it's almost as good as my number one favourite. It's really good. It's really funny, like so funny. Please read it. Then we have Amelia Ann is Dead and Gone by Kat Rosenfield. I love this book. It is a YA mystery, kind of. Mystery thriller. Basically, it follows a girl named Rebecca, not really Amelia Ann, who is desperate to leave her small town, but then one day, towards the end of the summer, her boyfriend breaks up with her and she doesn't know why, and a dead body is found in the town. And because it's a very small town, everyone is wondering how this girl ended up dead on the side of the road. The dead girl being Amelia Ann, in case you didn't guess from the title. But it's really good, it's really quick. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, but it is. I really love the writing, it really brings you in. It's very atmospheric. I would compare it to The Raven Boys, the way that it makes you feel like you're in that kind of town. But yeah, just really good. Really draws you into the story. And it's not very long either, so you could read it very quickly. And I suggest that you do read it quickly. Then we have one that I do not own, which is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, which was amazing. And I really didn't think it was going to be. Even though I love classics, I just didn't know what to expect from it because I've heard very mixed reviews on the narrator. I loved him and I thought it was hilarious. It follows Holden Caulfield, who is expelled from yet another school, Pensy Prep, and it follows him going around New York for a few days before he goes home. And it's just so good. Like, believe everyone when they say that it's really good. He's really funny. He's a really cool narrator to follow around, and there's a lot of sort of passages in there that I can really relate to. So I really liked it, and it's very short as well, so you can read it very quickly. Then we have the Julia Gray series by Deanna Rayborn, but I'm holding up Silent in the Sanctuary, which is the second one, because this one was my favourite one. This series follows Julia Gray, who, in the Victorian era, her husband dies, and she is forced to become more confident and discover who she is after she joins an investigation to find his murder with a private investigator named Nicholas Brisbane. This series is really fun. It's a really sort of silly romp through Victorian England, and it's just really good, really romantic, and really quick and fun. I always read these books very quickly. Silent in the Sanctuary was my favourite one, but I can't tell you too much about it because it's the second one. But yeah, this one just seemed to go much quicker. What I will tell you about this one is that it is set in an abbey, the family abbey that's a converted abbey where they all live, or where the father lives, and then the children will go back for Christmas, and that's when it's set at Christmas when they all go back. I think that really made it so you felt like you were in this one place, because it's one of those novels that's essentially just set in that one place over the course of a few days, and that means that it just goes really quickly and you feel like you're there and you feel like you're snowed in with them, and it's just lovely, and you want to be snowed in with them, with this sort of crazy eclectic family and this mystery, and it's so good. Please read this series. Then we have the Lacey Flint series by Sharon Bolton. I'm holding up A Dark and Twisted Tide, which is the fourth one, just because it was up there and I can't be bothered getting the rest out because they're like down here. But this follows Lacey Flint, who is a police officer in London, and she's quite damaged and she's got a lot of mystery about her, so it follows her just as she's solving crimes, but it's very much to do with her character and sort of all these dreadful things that keep happening to her. The series is really good. I'm sort of including the series as a whole because just Lacey is such a enigmatic main character, and there's a lot of stuff that you don't know about her still. She even lies. She lies to the reader. She's an unreliable narrator, and she's quite dark. And I just find her so interesting, and I love her. And there's a little romance in this, which is really wonderful. And if you like mystery books, dark mystery books, you should definitely read these. And last but not least, number 1 is Alias Hook by Lisa Jensen. This book is like a fairy tale. It's so good. It follows Captain Hook, who's been trapped on Neverland for 500 years, fighting against the tyrant of Neverland, Peter Pan. And then he feels that he's stuck on Neverland and that he's never going to get out, and he doesn't know how to get out. He's lost everyone he's ever loved, and he just has no hope. Until one day, something happens on Neverland that's never happened before. A woman turns up. And that is all I will tell you, because it's so worth just going into this book and finding out the secrets, finding out why she's there, finding out why Hook's there, and just seeing their character journeys together is just wonderful. And seeing Peter be the evil one is just great because it's such a different twist, and I just love it. I really, really love it. It's got pirates, it's got mermaids, it's got badass ladies, it's got fairies, it's got Peter Pan. Just read it. So, those were all my top books of 2015. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry that this video was so weird and that I'm really bad at descriptions. I think I'm tired. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.